Welcome once again to your favorite program, Insight with PT. I want to believe that you have been blessed, and if there are any questions that you want us to talk about, please send in your questions to the email below, and then we'll be able to answer your questions. Today, I'm going to be talking about something that a lot of people just don't take note of. It is working together. I want to talk about working together works. In Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verses 9 to 10, it says, "Two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him." Now, when you look at these scriptures, what Solomon is saying is that two definitely is better than one. Why? Because the reward of their labor is a good reward. Two is better than one. There is something that is called compounding power in working with people. Compounding power in working with people. A good example are relays. When you look at a relay race, 4x100, you realize that 4 people will run 100 meters and pass the baton to another person until you end the relay race. If you look at the timing and you divide it for the 4x100 meters relay by 4, you'll find out that they've done a better time than somebody who ran 100 meters alone. So it is important we understand the value of working with people. Many times people just want to work alone. They say, because I've been disappointed a lot of times, I don't trust people, I don't believe in people. Please, you must find time to make sure you don't stop believing in people. There are different strengths in people. There are different strengths. So when we work together, what this does is that it allows the strength of people. Today, for instance, I'm the one teaching. I'm not the one recording. I'm not the one that will edit. I'm not the one that will upload. There are different people in different stages of this production to make me to come to life to you and to make this look good. It's working with people. So if you see someone now, they want to do the whole thing themselves, after a while you get weary. And there's an extent, and there's a much, extent to which you can go that you may not be able to go further because you need more people. You need more people. So there are different strengths in people. Let us begin to look more at the strengths of people around us than their weaknesses. One of the challenges is that people focus on people's challenges, and because of those challenges or their inadequacies, you think that they are not worth anything to you until you start looking at their strength. It's a case of a husband and wife. They are always looking at their inadequacies, but they have strengths. If only they could focus on their strengths alone, the marriage will work, because both of them are good people. But they focus a lot. And the problem is that whatever you focus on enlarges. So try to focus less on the problems or the shortcomings. Focus more on the strength. Another good point in working together is that different ideas come to play. Different ideas come to play. There are a lot of times I don't see everything. I don't see everything. So somebody that works with you will say, "Oh, Pastor, have you looked at this side? Have you looked at this side?" And when you look at that side, you say, I didn't see that. It is in working with people. It is in working with people. I say these days, many times on Sundays when I'm preaching, the only thing that is on my mind is the preaching. So people ask me, "Oh, can you help announce this? Can you help talk about this on the pulpit? Can you help talk about..." Once I get to the pulpit, I have forgotten everything. So what do? I tell them, I say, make sure somebody writes it down. Make sure somebody highlights it. Make sure somebody puts it on my table so that I'll be able to work on it. It's not because I didn't want to highlight those things, but it's because there is something on my mind that is overshadowing whatever it is that people are saying. So you must be ready to receive help and to work with people. What does it mean when we say that working together works? It brings unity. It brings unity. Can two work together except they be in agreement? When you work together with people, it brings unity. There are people that maybe before now, you are not really too close to them. You don't really know anything about them. You don't know anything about their family. Yes, I know they're your colleagues at work. Yes, I know they're your colleagues in the church. Yes, I know they're your colleagues, out there. Do you understand? But when you work together with them, that's when you begin to see them from a new perspective. They say, oh my goodness, I didn't know that this guy has this. I didn't know that this guy can do this. But what does it do? It begins to foster unity. Why? Because there is a common goal. There is a common purpose, in doing this thing. Working together works. Many years ago, not many years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, I think about 2 years ago, I went to a city outside of Maryland, and a lady came to me and she said, oh, my goodness, I can't believe this is you. I can't believe this. And she was saying the same thing to my wife. My wife looked at me, and I looked at her and said, okay, I don't really know this person. And she said, no, you don't know me. Yes, I know you don't know me, but I know you very well. I watch you every Sunday. I said, really? She said, yes, I live in California. I said, what? We greeted her. We did everything. This past month, we had our conference, Dynamic Teaching Conference. We had a concert. This lady came from California for the conference. She came to meet me during the concert and said, you remember me now? I said, yes, you are the one that lives in California. She brought her husband. Guess what? Now, even though I was the one preaching, but I was not the one recording. I was not the one editing. I was not the one projecting everything. So there are people who are doing this thing. If we don't work together and in unity, there is no way we will have been able to touch the life of that lady. And that's what I mean by working together works. Finally, working together it gets things done quicker and better. It gets things done quicker and better. Rather than one person carrying the whole burden. Now you have 4, 5, 6 people who are carrying the burden, and everybody is carrying it almost equally. And what happens is that you get things done quicker and faster, quicker and faster, quicker and faster. When a husband and a wife work together, I'm telling you, you'll be shocked what you'll be able to achieve, rather than everybody working on their own in their own corner, doing their own thing. Now, the question you're going to ask me today, despite all these advantages of people working together, why then are we not working together? Why then do we find it difficult to work together? I'll look at about 4 points and then we'll round this up. Number one, when people are overbearing in nature, it's very difficult for them to work with other people. When people are overbearing, I'll look at about 4 points and then we'll round this up. Number one, when people are overbearing in nature, it's very difficult for them to work with other people. When people are overbearing, it's going to be difficult to work. Watch out for people like that, because, in every society there are people like that, very overbearing in nature. And so it makes it very difficult for them to work. Number two, when people have personal agenda. When people have personal agenda, when they come into a committee or into a team, they have a personal agenda. The personal agenda is that they want to mess up everybody. They want to clear everybody out so that they are the only ones that people will be clapping for. They are the only ones that people will say, oh, well done, you have done a good job. They are the only one that everybody will notice. So this kind of people, is difficult for them to work with everybody else. Even if they got the idea from you, they will not acknowledge that it's from you. They try to do as if the idea is from them. It's because they have a personal agenda. Number 3, why is it that people don't work together? It's because of lack of flexibility. Lack of flexibility. When people are not flexible, it will be difficult for them to work with other people. What do I mean by that? You know, rigidity of mind has no antidote. I repeat, rigidity of mind has no antidote. This is how you know how old you are, when you see how flexible you are or how rigid you are. Some people believe in a particular point, and because of that, they are not flexible, they don't change. And in a group, many people will bring in ideas, many people will bring in suggestions. You have to be flexible in order for you to receive those ideas and suggestions. They might not be suggestions that you have thought of before. They might not even be the ones that you like. Do you know how many times I've done things that I really didn't like? But it's irrelevant. If it gets us to where we are going, then what's the point? What's the point? You know, so you have to understand that flexibility is the key. And finally, why is it that people don't want to work together? It's when they say my way or the highway. My way or the highway. You know, it's the same thing like, you know, being rigid. You know, some people just want to push their way through. Some people just want to push whatever they are saying, you know, through. And when others don't agree with them, what do? They get out of the committee. When you find yourself getting out of 1, 2, 3, or 4 committees, it's time for you to stand in front of the mirror and look at yourself and say, am I the problem, or is it the committee that is the problem? You know, because everybody cannot be a problem in life. You have to try and find out, why is this thing not working? Why is it that I am finding it difficult to work with other people? What is it that threatens me in working with other people? Why is it that I'm not satisfied in other people's ideas coming to the forefront? And because at the end of the day, it's the team that carries the day. It's not just the individual, it's the team that carries the day. So what exactly is it that is making it difficult for me to work with several other people? You are the one that can answer that question. And once you are able to answer that question, it's time for you to begin to make amends. It's time for you to begin to come back. It's time for you to begin to be more flexible. It's time for you to begin to listen more to other people, what they have to say. You know, I say this in our home, you know, no matter what I say or what I believe or I don't believe, I still want to listen to what my children have to say. Now that I'm even older, you know, you are even more compelled to be able to listen to their own side of the story. It might not mean that I agree with it, but you know what? Okay, why don't we try this? Let's try this. Let's see how it works. Working together surely works. I'll give you one good story, very interesting and you know, very funny story. For many years, we've lived in our house and we've never used the dishwasher for once. And my children were always saying, why don't we use the dishwasher? And I said to them, you are the dishwasher. We don't need any machine. You are the dishwasher. Do you understand? So we now wanted to do a renovation of our kitchen. We did. And once we did, we bought a new dishwasher. The first one that we changed, we never used it. Now we have bought a new one. And they say, are you not going to use this as well? So I said to them, let's even try this dishwasher. Guess what? We are using the dishwasher now. After how many years? Then flexibility is the key. If you are flexible, you'll be able to work with people. Our kids are saying, my goodness, now you allowed us to grow old. Now you are using dishwasher. I said, because you have retired. That's why we are now using the dishwasher. I hope and I believe you have been blessed. And my question or my challenge to you, won't you rather work with other people? God bless you.
Thank you for watching and listening to Insight with PT, our weekly podcast streaming every week at the same time. Join us next week for the continuation of this program.